Jeff L. Gilbert. I want to welcome you to my place in the mountains here. This is one of my cabins that I love coming to. And I'm going to talk about building a team that sticks and stays. Just a few points. That I want to share. If you want to have more retention in your team, if you want people to stay with you year after year after year, like my team for my organization for 22 years. How does that work? How does that happen? How do you make that work? I'm going to talk about that. And I'll acknowledge some wonderful people like John Perez, who just showed up. And Miss Sanchez, good evening. Nice to see you. Good to see you. And Kendra, how are you? George in New York. Odette, good evening in the Philippines, but good morning there. And John says, yeah, that's right. No snow right now. That's right. Tamara in Missouri. Jeanette, good to see you. Barry Blake, New Zealand. And Jay, what's happening? And oh man, it went by too fast. I couldn't even see it. And so you're good from Belize. Good to see you. Pamela, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm out on my deck tonight here. I'm at one of my properties. So I had the guys out here pressure washing and staining this deck, and yeah, so it's going, we're doing a multitude of projects, so you can see all these chairs and everything, and that's the game room back there. Anyway, so, but yeah, it's a cool evening right now. Cool evening here in Tennessee. Erin, nice to see you. How are you? From Washington State. I thought you'd be by the ocean right now. Maybe you are. Carlos, how are you? So, yeah, interesting night. Last night, did a Zoom call to the Philippines. We had 200 on that. It was awesome to be able to connect with them. It seems like I go from Zoom to Zoom, and that's all we do now is Zoom. And Facebook Lives too. But when we connect with our leaders, that's one of the most powerful ways to do it. We were talking about that in Clubhouse tonight. I had somebody reach out and say, hey, join in, get in this room in Clubhouse. I want you to talk on this. So, and talked about the fact that, yeah, the pandemic changed a lot of the ways that some networkers do network marketing. It sort of forced them to get creative and reinvent themselves. And it's a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing. And so I find that a lot of them, like Tony Robbins said, when adversity comes, you either freeze to death or go snow skiing. That's what some are going to do. Some are just not going to change. And the others are going to change. They're going to adapt, and they're going to go snow skiing. And I think that's, It's a good thing to do. But anyway, so excuse the mess here at the cabin. This is actually a rental. It's going to be a vacation rental property. It's 4,600 square feet. So it's going to be, it's beautiful. I mean, oh my gosh, oversized decks, and you overlook the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So I just love this property. We're putting a lot of love in it. I'm probably putting more money in it than I should. But anyway, that's what I do with things I love. So I get passionate and crazy about it, but when people come here, I want them to have an incredible experience. And Alinea, I bet you don't know where I am. So here's the thing, just some tips I want to share with you, things to keep in mind, that if you want people to stay with you and stick with you and be with you through the years, like my team, my organization is 22 years old now. 22 years old. There's reasons why that is happening. And part of that is that when you prospect people and you feel so enthusiastic about what you're promoting, your product, your opportunity, and you should. But if we're not careful, and this happens a lot, too many just sell the sunshine. They just sell the sunshine. It's like getting people in your team ready. It's like sending them to boot camp. Can you imagine, if you joined the Marines and you went to boot camp, can you imagine if boot camp was, they unloaded you on the beach, gave you sandals and some nice shorts to wear and margaritas. They started sticking margaritas in your hands, and they said, hey man, isn't this cool? This life is good, baby. Don't you love boot camp? This is good. It don't get better than this. And then you find out then the next day they're shipping you off to Afghanistan and Iraq. Next thing you know, bombs are going off everywhere, bullets are going everywhere, and you're going, what? This is not what they told us it was going to be like. What happened to the margaritas and the beach and the sunshine? But that's what most do in network marketing. They sell the sunshine. They talk about how great this is going to be. Your dreams are going to come true, and you're going to, they blow sunshine right into their eyes. And then when those people go out and into the work, to do the work, right, the prospecting people and all that, and they think that's just the way it's going to be, and bullets or bombs are going off. And they're going, what? This isn't what I was told it was going to be like. So that's the first tip I want to share with you is sell the rain with the sunshine, okay? Sell the storms with the sunshine. In other words, you prepare your people for disappointments. Prepare them for adversity because it's going to come. It's inevitable. Matter of fact, it's going to come, very quickly when they start in the work. And so when it does, then they'll remember what you said, that disappointments will come. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I think creates the biggest door of attrition in network marketing as to why people quit, is because they were never prepared for this. They thought it was going to be the beach of margaritas. Next thing you know, they're on a plane to Afghanistan and Iraq, and bullets and bombs are going off everywhere. Okay, so to get a team to stick and stay, prepare them for the hard times, and that way they know it when it comes. And they won't, they'll say, well, she trained me that way. She said it. I'll go through disappointments. That's okay. But she also explained to me it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I mean, the job that I've been in, the hard work that I did all these years, went through all that. It was so hard. And she told me that when you come over here and do this, don't expect this to be easy. The difference is this will be worth it. That never gets easier. This does. That you'll never own. This you will. That will never be residual. You'll always be trading time for money. This you won't. And so prepare them for it. Now here's the other thing too. Here's some other advice. Do you want your downline to love you, adore you? Do you want them to be loyal to you and just stay with you, okay, and respect you? Then don't do this. Don't call them at the end of the month. Now we've got January, it's going to end soon, right? When you get to the last day of the month, that's not the day they need to hear from you. They don't need to hear, yeah, I'm getting close to my goal of reaching rank right now, and I want to hit it. I want to hit it bad, you know. So, can you buy some extra product? Can you top up? Just some extra product that you have on hand to help me out. Can you do that? Happens all the time. Shame, 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 shame. They'll never respect you if you do that. Because why? Because it's all about you. Of course, nobody on this call would do that right now, but people in your downline would. So, you might want to share this video and then let them feel the shame, and then they won't do it, right? But again, when we do something like that, then we're making it all about ourselves. It's all about me when it should be all about we. So if we wait to the end of the month to do that, they're going to lose respect. Call them the beginning of the month. The beginning of the month. And the conversation should be like, how are you doing? How's your family? What's been going on lately? Taking an interest in them personally. What can I do to help you? What goals do you have? What do you want to do this month? I want to help you. I love you, man. I just love you. I want to run with you. It's all about service. Wow. What a difference in perspective, the way they look at you now versus waiting to the end of the month and, hey, man, can you help me out and buy some volume so I can hit my rank? That happens all the time. All the time. And so the thing about it is, do it in the beginning of the month. Day one, come up February 1st, start calling your leaders saying, hey, what can I do to help you? But again, begin the conversation with, how are you doing? How's your family? Take an interest in them personally. Man, I'll tell you, if you do that, I mean, they will go out of their way. They will die for you. I mean, your leaders will be so loyal. So that's what you want to do. Now here's the other, and this brings up another point too, is keep in mind the quality of your team is going to be the quality of your communication. Make sure that you're reaching out to them, your drivers. Now you can't reach out to everybody, I understand that. But you can post on your page and you can give value tips, things that can help them in the business. You can post that on, I can remember back in the 1990s, I used to have a newsletter. And I would order peel and stick labels from the company back then. This was like 1994. And I had a newsletter called From the Garden. Food for the body, food for the mind. I would share health tips, and then I would also network marketing tips, how to build your business. And at the end of the letter too, I said, hey, if you're not hearing from your upline and you need help, call me. And I'd have to take that letter that I wrote, take it to a desktop publisher, have her put it together, print it, stamps, peel and stick labels in the mail, right? That's what I did in the 1990s. You're going, oh my gosh, you had to do that? Well, I was full-time in network marketing. That was what we did back then. We didn't do email. Okay, we just didn't do that. And but the thing was, because of that communication, my organization grew. It grew very significantly. And so you can also do that in your emails as well. You can create emails. Don't just depend on Facebook alone, but you can reach out to people and give them value in your organization. So yeah, you can't call everybody, and you shouldn't have to. I mean, if you want to be a 6-figure earner, you're looking at 12 drivers. If you want to be a 7-figure earner, you're looking at around 25 drivers in your organization. The thing is, those are the ones you're going to communicate to the most. But everyone else, you can give value simply by Facebook, email, things like that you can do. And then here's the other thing I want to encourage you. If you want a strong team that sticks and stays, remember recognition. People will join you for money, but what keeps them is being valued. People will join you for money, but what keeps them is being valued. I've seen people leave companies when they were making a lot of money simply because there wasn't a culture to value them. Asila, good to see you. In Northeast India, good to see you. So recognition is so important. And here's the thing, again, to keep in mind. Companies recognize results. Great leaders recognize not just results, they recognize great effort. When people make effort, we recognize that. We acknowledge that. We want to create a culture like that in our Facebook groups, or wherever you are, or if you have venue meetings, wherever you do it. Anytime your people get together online, offline, then you want to have a culture that rallies around not just results, but effort. Debbie just got her first commission from the company. She made, if she made $100, she made $100. Everybody's cheering, going crazy, right? Or John just sponsored his first distributor or member or affiliate, whatever you want to call them. And everyone's going crazy. So that's what we do. We rally behind all of that. It's very, very important that we create that kind of culture of recognition. And then understand this, that the numbers, it is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. Simply meaning that if you want your business to grow and you want to rank up or even maintain your rank, and you have to do a little bit more, some more posturing in there and more growth in there, then understand that it is a numbers game. In that the more prospecting you do, the greater results you're gonna see. But having said that, using the right tools are very important. But assuming that you are using the right tools, then understand it is a numbers game. That the more numbers you do, and if you're consistent about it, then you're going to see great results. Remember, I talked about creating conversations, how important that was. Reaching out to people in your Facebook group. I do it out of just fun. I just like doing it, going into my Facebook group and then just send out maybe 10 voice messages in Facebook Messenger, seeing how they'll respond. And some of them, they just respond back. They're like, wow, can't believe it, that I got a voice message from you. Can you hear that rain? Oh, it's pouring down. I didn't know it was going to rain. That's the cool thing about this cabin, is that part of the deck, a good part of the deck is covered. So it's really cool. So you can be, if you're barbecuing out here, and you got people out here having dinner or lunch or whatever, you're not getting rained on, and yet you still have the beautiful views. So, here's one thing though I want you to understand about recognition. And please understand this, and I'm going to read you a post that I wrote the other day on my page. I don't know if you saw it, but I want to read it to you, and I want this to sink in. Because this is for, again, this business is not for thin-skinned people if they want to make it big in network marketing, right? Just like I said, we have to put up with the rain. I'm getting that right now. It's not just the sunshine, right? So we're going to have peaks and valleys. We're going to go through experiences. But here's what I wrote the other day, and let this sink in. I wrote, most networkers prepare people for success, but I found it's better also to prepare them for failure and adversity. The fact is that most of your prospecting will see no results. Most of the people you spend your time with are a waste of time. Most of the people you have now are not going to get you to where you want to be. However, they are still useful because they help you pay the bills, but they're not going to get you to that life that you've always dreamed of having. But if you're willing to do this for years and endure the adversity and disappointments that come with it, you will eventually find those 2 or 3 individuals that will create a network that will make you independently wealthy the rest of your life. I posted that the other day. And I really want people to get that and understand that some of the people that you have, again, they're not going to get you to the life you want. I remember thinking that many years ago. I used to think, man, this team is not going to get me to where I want to be. It's paying the bills. I'm making good money, but long term, no, it's the wrong team. And I knew it was the wrong team. Now, how do I change that? I change that by finding better people. better people. And that's what many make that mistake where they don't do that. They just wait for the people to get better. Well, some of them might get better, their circumstances might change, and their levels of desire might might increase. That's true. That's very true. But don't count on it, and don't wait for it. That's a big mistake to do that. But that's the thing that we want to do, is just understand that, again, we have to live in reality and know what we have. You got to know what you got. You got to know what you got. And just see it as it is. You do what you can to help your team to be better. But once they reach a point and they say, you know what, I don't want to go even further than this, then understand that's what it means. And then ask yourself, is that the team that's going to get me to where I want to be? Or do I need to be looking for new leaders? They're paying the bills. I've got a decent lifestyle. That's good. But they're not going to get me to where I want to be. That's right. And then that's when you need to go back on the hunt. And again, I said, if you put up with the adversity, even for a few years, then you can find those 2 or 3 drivers that are going to change the whole game. Change the whole game. Now, here's the other thing, too, that I want to also mention to you. And then I'm going to do a little work here at the house. You know, it's great. I come here at night and it's quiet, so I like it. Kids are up the mountain, okay? You know, they're doing their thing. It's very quiet here. So, okay, so on March 4th through 7th, Tony Robbins is going to have a UPW, that's Unleash the Power Within, virtual event. And so you can reserve your seat if you want to go to something like that, if you want to commit to something like that. I think it's pretty awesome. And if you go to Lola, that's www.lola, LOLAUPW.com. You can reserve your ticket right there. LOLAUPW.com. Yeah, so I want to let you know that. I'm a big believer that, you know, if you really want to make things, for things to change, what? For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Isn't that what we're told? We all have to. It's true. It's really true. So I love virtual events. So this has been fun. I just wanted to share some value tonight. And now I'm going to go do some work here in the cabin. And just enjoying this quiet evening here in the mountains. I hope all of you have a wonderful evening. And I appreciate you getting on this live with me. I'll see you a little later. Love all of you. Bye-bye.